this a couple weeks ago when I was here. Yeah, this is that your gear or is it this? Oh, that's still gross.
You been to many games?
Yeah. I've been just doing Saturdays, which is alright, bro. I can't do Sundays. But what about yourself?
Yeah, whatever you coming up.
You know what? I've been here a lot, which is good because it's kind of like not really. I live in the hills though, which is minutes away. Yeah, so it's the only one I'm here. Which is mad. I did Blacktown last week, right? Man, you know what though? Sick. Like flares went off. Yeah, it was mad, bro. It was one of the maddest things I've ever seen. But I think
that last week.
Yeah, Wanderers got in trouble for it. They were meant to play Marconi, and now they no fans do that. It was sick. It was like packed. Yeah, there's two grandstands. I don't know if you've been there. You know, you're in the middle, grandstand. Packed with mad. Yeah, we were on the cover. That was on the cover, which was good. Whereabouts are you? Oh, that's right. Yeah. I got NSW a few weeks ago. That was mad. At the uni. That's so good, bro.
I love it.
Yeah, that's so good, man.
We've got another one, the men's game.
Oh yeah, because the women. Yeah.
But they're over at New South Wales.
Okay, that's not too bad. Yeah. These are the good ones, bro. You can get around here. What's been happening, man? You been busy?
Yeah.
Fuck, congratulations, bro. That's awesome. Not working for like ESPN or is it just like Disney like?
For a feature.
Sick, bro. Congratulations. That's awesome.
So, it's nice.
Is it I'm guessing it's a contract? Like, yeah.
It ends soon, but next month.
It's okay. Consistent work, bro.
Yeah, it's good for 6 months.
Yeah, that's it.
Now I'm in, so now I'm just going to take
That's it. Hopefully the first. What are you doing? Are you
just running.
No, all good, man. No, 100%. Sick.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yep. I work full time at Optus Sport, so I got that gig, which is mad. Getting ready for the Euros in a month, so that'll be like super busy. I do a bit of like presenting and producing as well, so like a bit of editing, a bit of not so much camera work, but more like yeah. So I'm in the TV production team. So so I can think about these, present them as well, have a bit of everything. We're a small team, but yeah, it's not much full time as well. Yeah.
Sorry. The purest ever.
Yeah, bro. Just that, which is good. There's not much people working in Australia. Usually like full-time work. A-leagues. Yeah, just like days in the game. There's not much work going on though, bro. Like, to be honest, I like other sports as well, but football's number one. Yeah. Yeah, I'm really this is my first like proper full-time job as well. Like I've always contracted. So it's nice to just have that consistency, bro. Exactly, bro. I'm not worrying about like shit, this is like I gotta look for my next. You always look for the next job, and then you get that job, and then you look for the next one. So,
Yeah, halfway through you let go of that one. It's like,
and then you're looking for the next one, and I guess that's the industry. Like that is the industry. But for the time being, it's good. I want to save up to get my own place with my getting a bit of the money saving. It looks good because you want to get a loan or something. The banks don't like to look at all these invoices and that type of shit.
unless you've done it for a good period.
Exactly, though. Which you could. Yeah, exactly. beautiful. I think it can stump some of the cameras sometimes. Alright, testing 1, 2, 3. Lovely build up play here from St. George. Across the ball. Oh, and they've hit the crossbar. Can you believe it? Sutherland on the counter though. They play quickly. Lovely ball. They're on one with the goalkeeper. Keeper makes a great save. The rebound is there and it's a goal.
Okay.
Yeah, all good.
Yeah, you are on brand. I was trying to flick it over. Beautiful.
Two old rivals renew their rivalry in the New South Wales NPL, with both these teams looking to pull clear of the relegation zone competition. New boys in 2024, St George FC, the historic old powerhouse of New South Wales, are enjoying a good first season back. Their opponents, however, an institution in New South Wales over the last decade and more, the Sutherland Sharks, flirting precariously close to the relegation zone and looking to get more valuable points and avoid that dreaded relegation zone in New South Wales. Wherever St George FC go, the bad weather seems to follow them. Last Saturday in the Central Coast, their game was rained out. They come back home, and thankfully, we're on synthetic grass, so this game would have been on rain, hail, or shine. The Sutherland Sharks got a valuable point against the other St George City, but are just 1 point above Sydney FC, who do occupy that promotion relegation position, which their opponents know very well because, of course, they were the winners of the promotion relegation playoff last season, defeating Mount Druitt Town Rangers, granting them promotion back in to the top tier of New South Wales football. It's going to be the Sutherland Sharks to get us underway in their iconic sky blue. St George FC, former St George Budapest, in those iconic Hungarian colours, red, white, and a nice touch, the green socks as well. Sutherland Shark going from right to left. Must-win game as we approach the halfway mark. We are right on halfway. Round number 15 in the New South Wales NPL. Sutherland Sharks, 5 games without a win. 2 draws and 3 losses in that period. And St George FC, first game in a couple of weeks. Their last game was a 2-1 win over Sydney Olympic. And here they go on the attack straight away. An early chance for St George, and it's a cross that flashes. And it's going to be kept in at that back post. So good early start this by the home team. Harry Jones bombing forward, one of the heroes of that promotion relegation playoff. He scored in the first leg, and after starting the season, making his impact off the bench, he's now a regular in this starting team as St George look to maintain their position in the top tier of New South Wales. And they're on the attack once again, but Mitch Stamatellis breaks it up. Still with the home team here. Cross floated in and just over the head there of Harry Jones once again, and it's a great start from the home team and an early warning sign for the Sutherland Sharks. And the theme for both of these teams has been the lack of goals. St George FC only scored 16 goals this season. Only one team in the NPL has scored fewer, and that is their opponents, the Sutherland Sharks, with 11. Goals were an issue for Sutherland last season as well. Despite playing beautiful football under their former manager, Dimir Prodanovic, they're looking for a similar run to the run they went on in 2023, which saw them pull clear after they had a shaky start in 2023 as well. But the start they've made in 2024, a little bit more worrying. Just 9 points in their opening 14 games. 1 point above that promotion relegation playoff spot. It's another great cross whipped in, and a push in the back there, says our referee, Adrian Hunt. Peter Grozis looking dangerous. Your pardon, that was Connor Quilligan, the reigning League One player of the season. Sutherland just looking for a spell of the ball here, and now a chance to break and venture forward. It's the ex-St George man, Jay McGowan, looking to thread the needle, but some last-ditch defending there. Back in now McGowan in those fluorescent orange boots. Patient build-up play, but even better work from the defender there, who sees it out for a corner. First chance And real first venture forward here for the Sutherland Sharks. Desperate to get a win and get their season underway. 5 without a win. An early chance here to take the lead, though, from the set piece. It's floated to the back post. McGowan was lurking. Good header away, though. And a chance now for St. George to break. They just send it long. Intercepted. It's Umabachi who can't bring it down. He was fantastic last week. Now patient build-up from St. George. Calieru. Misplaced pass and it's intercepted by Umabachi. Continuing from his strong performance last week. He's bombed forward as well. Matthew Jackson decided for the safer option, and Sutherland just happy now to recycle possession. They go through Nenad Vekic. Very experienced shot stopper, ex-Wollongong Wolf. Now calls the Shire home. Mitch Stamatelis. Looking for one of his trademark long balls, not that time. From one of the New South Wales NPL's best physios, I've been told. I'm still waiting for that physio off between him and Robbie Speranza. And a big shout out to Robbie Speranza as well, who made his comeback last night from an ACL injury. Two of them maybe can work on my dodgy knees, which got to work out. Venturing up into the scaffolding here as St. George look to break once again. It's Quilligan against Stamatelis, and the veteran poked it through there for Vekic. Lovely touch and turn. And a bit of space here for McGowan, who has 3 goals this season. The angle's too tight. He'll look for a cross instead. Flashed the cross goal. It's still there for Sutherland. Bevan turns in and out. Hit a St. George player, and they send it away to safety. Beg your pardon, that was Matthew Jackson. Dancing and weaving down that left-hand side. This is Bevan. One of the few new signings for Sutherland. Lots of chops and changes last season, of course. Damir Prodanovic leaving halfway through last season to take up a role as the assistant coach for the Newcastle Jets. Maxi Green there pressing. St. George almost pressed themselves into trouble, but now a chance to get out of that trouble and break. And Stamatelis is there, right place, right time once again from the veteran. And a chance here for Sutherland to break. Edge of the box, there's a chance for a shot. Lovely last-ditch defending there. Shouts of handball. Adrian Arndt wasn't having any of it. Good back-and-forth start to this game as the rain is drizzling ever so slightly. Thankfully, not as heavy as what we've seen in the last couple of weeks in Sydney, but a beautiful last few days, and I've been told we've got a nice day of weather coming, but not now. Doesn't matter though, just slick up this AstroTurf here at Rockdale, which has got to work out. Sydney by 1-3 here last night against Sydney Olympic, and a free kick for the home team. St. George kept the large majority of that team that won promotion. Rodic is one of the new signings. Here he is once again, the ex-Bonnie Rig man. Looks for the long ball, can't find it. Jackson again. He's had a good start. Looks to thread the needle and does brilliantly. Does it hold up? Yes, it does. Seen a couple step overs. Lovely feet. It's a low shot. And for a split second there, it looked like it was creeping into the near post, but it did take a deflection and it's out for a corner. Good response from Sutherland. Mitch Stamatelis and some of the tall timber venturing forward for Sutherland. Lindsay to take the corner. Second corner of the game for Sutherland. 11 goals this season. Far and away the lowest in the NPL. Can they get their 12th? Not this time. Falls to the edge of the box. It's hit hard. And it was a bit of a dog's breakfast in that penalty box. But De Blasio does well to deal with that bouncing ball and all the traffic in front of him. They go short and look to break straight away. Lovely dinked pass. Surely that's offside. Yes, it is, says our touchies. Harry Jones was making the run, the ex-Harcoa man. Where's number 10 now? For St George FC, as I said, was the goal scorer in the first leg. The goal scorer in the second leg, which proved to be the decisive promotion clinching goal. Jesse Spang on the bench for the home team today. St George FC came into this game in 10th position, 5 points behind Sydney Olympic, which sounds worse than what it is because they've got 2 games in hand. Of course, their game last week against Central Coast called off, washed out. I thought washed out was only a treatment for Sunday League games, but that's how bad Sydney's weather was last week. So they've got a game to make up, and game number 14 being played right now, and the score is 0-0. Throw looking for McGowan. Nice delicate header there and a good touch by Jackson, who's been busy early. That one goes out to Bevan. Umabachi plays the leader of this team, Mitch Stamatelis, as they go side to side now. Goals have been the issue, as I've said. Jay McGowan, the ex St George Saint, has 3 of their 11 goals. Good pressing from St George so far. Sutherland enjoying a nice spell on the ball. They look to thread the needle now. And it's O'Shea. Plays it to Harry Jones, who could look up and finds Quilligan. Gets it back from the League One player of the season, who now goes long to Grozos. Nice ball, chance on the edge of the box, and it's a shot which hits Stamatelis, and this is an end-to-end game of football. Big tackle flies in, a legal one, says our referee, despite huge protests, and a player stays down now for Sutherland, and our referee Adrian Hart calls a stop to this game. Let's hope that the player down is okay. Sutherland picked up a precious point last week against St George City. Couple worrying defeats this season. None more so than that 7-0 home loss to Apia. After that game, though, they did beat Hills 2-1. Since then, they have not won a game. 2 draws, 3 losses in a 5-game winless run for the away team. And as I said, wins and goals hard to come by. Heavy pass, which is intercepted now. And they've tried that dink pass a couple times, and each time that's happened, it's been gobbled up by Sutherland. Nice, even start to this game so far. Both teams desperate to pull well clear of the relegation zone. Of course, Sydney FC sitting in 15th position, having already played last night. So a win here for Sutherland would move them 4 points clear. And as you've seen so far this season in 2024, you string a couple games together and all of a sudden you start sitting pretty in the middle of the table, which is exactly what the home team have done. Only 1 loss in their last 5. A run which includes 3 wins and a draw, including that late winner 2 weeks ago against Sydney Olympic. Couple heavy challenges waved on by the referee. Jones. Back to Harry Jones. He looked to thread the needle there for Quilligan. Unable to. The home team would be sitting even prettier than they are right now. They've thrown away a couple 2-goal leads here at home. a game which I called. They were 2-0 and a man up against Apia, only to draw that game 2-2. As McGowan looks up, tries the reverse pass into two St. George players. Back to McGowan, showing off that pace and breezing past two of his former teammates there against his former club. He squares it up. It was a lovely ball. And the best chance of the game so far. Jay McGowan. If anyone is going to spark a mid-season surge, you have a feeling it's going to be the Sharks' new signing. Possibly their marquee signing as well in 2024. Electric pace to go with those beautiful electric fluorescent boots. And St. George FC showing no signs of rust after a 2-week layoff. They did make a strong start, but Sutherland, just like they've done in patches this season and definitely last season as well, they certainly play good football. It's just that killer instinct in front of goal. It's what's let them down this season. It's why they're flirting way too close to the relegation zone for their manager Steve Zorich's liking. But he set them up well last week, and so far here at Rockdale, they look set up well again, although they've been unlocked by a nice pass. Jones squares it up to Quilligan. Once again, though, that Sutherland defence holding strong. Big tackle. And it's Grozos who has a hit. And what a goal! Costa Grozos has caught fire in 2024. That is now 5 goals in his last 6 matches. And you're not going to get too much better than that. What a golazo from Costa Grozos. And St. George leads Sutherland by 1-0, and it was a screamer.
It's a goal for number 9, Peter Grozos. St. George 1.
Beg your pardon, I've just called him Peter Grozos, not Costa. Peter Grozos there, what a goal. And St. George lead. Cito. What a goal. We've seen some absolute beauties here at Rockdale. Mitch Malia, Nick Sullivan against St. George, but Peter Grozos, who, as I said, has caught fire in 2024 after a lean start. He didn't have a goal in his opening 8 matches. He now has 5 goals in his last 6. What a goal and what a start. And Sutherland are stunned. They go long looking for Stammen. Zamatella's getting up there once again. That's going to be a battle between him and Quilligan. McGowan dropping deep. He showed off his pace, tried to dance out of traffic there, and he can't. And then a little bit overzealous there against Morabito and gives away the free kick. St. George go quickly. This is one of 5 games happening at the moment. You are spoilt for choice on a Super Saturday. New South Wales NPL edition. Jones has had a great start to this game, as has this man, whose goal is the difference, Peter Grozos. Bit of head tennis going on right now. They finally do bring it down. O'Shea Maxi Green. As they look to break now. Lovely ball. And a little bit of space here for Sutherland to hit back. Garner finds McGowan. He flashes it across de Blasio's goal once again. Jackson. And shouts for a corner, but it goes out for a goal kick. If you're just joining us, St. George FC lead by 1-0. Peter Grozos, absolute screamer, is the difference here at Rockdale, which has seen its fair share of absolute rockets in 2024. It's a banger-only policy here at Rockdale. It's the home team who lead by 1-0. Lovely ball, which is going to sit up perfectly for Jones, who holds the ball up. He's got Morabito and Quilligan. Quilligan looks to dink it for Morabito, but Stamatellis was there once again. Right place, right time. Bit of head tennis once again going on. The boys bring it down. And a little bit too much on that one for McGowan. Harry Jones has been in everything so far. St. George's number 10. Patient build-up play and a nice spell on the ball here for the home team. Who'll be wanting to kill this game and continue their momentum, and it's Jones with a lovely pass. Just a little bit too much on that one, and it allowed Bevan to just shield it and then send it out for a throw. But the home team really starting to turn the screws. Grozos dropping deep there and holding the ball up as they go coast to coast, and then they float a ball in. It's Morabito who squares the header. I was looking for Quilligan, who's a big body, and that's been a good battle between him and Stamatellis. Rodic goes out wide to Caballero. It's Morabito who holds it up now. Grozos, the goal scorer. It is an absolute screamer as well. I highly recommend you scrub back and watch that at half-time on the Football New South Wales YouTube. Of course, every game of season 2024 live and free. Looking dangerous down this right-hand side, and Morabito's getting better and better, but that was a great challenge there from Bevan, and then it goes out for a goal kick. Nothing Nenad Vekic could have done about the opening goal, and Sutherland are going to have to come from behind and look for something that they've struggled for in season 2024, and that is goals. And a relieving free kick there. Both teams have looked to play short on a number of occasions. Reminder, this is one of 5 games on currently in New South Wales. Finals is back as well in 2024. This man getting better and better as the game goes on. Lovely ball for Morabito. He got him behind momentarily, but Bevan gets back there and recovers well. There's a couple good battles all over the field. Quilligan and Stamatellis is one, and this Morabito Bevan battle down St. George's right-hand side is a good one as well. Back pass had to be assured there for de Blasio, who was called into action early and has seen a couple crosses flash across his goal. But since a good start from Sutherland, it's been all the home team as they're on the attack once again. dinked ball over the top for Caballero. Cuts back in as well. Does very well the right back and finds the pass, which they'll hit low and hard. And then Advekic gets down there to stop the shot from the super experienced Troy Danaskos. Comes with A-League men's experience, of course. Played for Wellington Phoenix. Comes from the legendary Danaskos family. Sister Liana plays in the women's NPL, and of course their dad, Tony, who I've heard is the biggest baller in the entire family, played for the team his son is currently played for as well, St. George FC. And it's a bit of a heavy pass for Di Blasio, who's done no favours there, but Grozos gets a relieving free kick, which they take quickly. Looking for Jones. And Jones holds that one up, and was he fouled? Yes, he was, says our referee Adrian Hunt. And a chance on the edge of the box for St. George to go 2-0 up. It's going to be Grozos standing over it, and why wouldn't he with the form that he's in? The angle might be a little bit acute, but wow, have we seen some fantastic free kicks in the New South Wales NPL this season. Grozos looks to have been shooed away. And it's going to be Harry Jones. Fizzes it into the front post, and it's headed out for a corner by Umabachi, and this time it looks like Grozos will take this set piece. Harry Jones has been excellent in this first half, really orchestrating everything in that midfield, pulling the strings. A couple beautiful passes as well. But right now, the difference is a goal from the man taken in this corner, Peter Grozos. Throws the double hands up as they look to double their lead. It's a big, beautiful header. And this time Grozos goes from goal scorer to provider, and St. George FC double their lead here at Rockdale as the weather gets even more miserable. And it's looking like it could be another miserable evening for the Sutherland Sharks, because the home team are really starting to turn the screws now. They lead by 2-0. Lovely ball. Absolutely room service from Peter Grozos, who goes from goal scorer to provider. And the Sharks have a mountain to climb. They go long. And that good start from the away team means little now. As Grozos looks to dance through two defenders. Lovely dinked ball, and Rodic had to be there. Right place, right time. Otherwise, McGowan was in. Desperation time here for Sutherland. Sutherland have only scored 2 goals in a match this season on 2 occasions. They have never, in season 2024, scored 3. So a big mountain to climb. And if they are going to make a comeback, you have a feeling that man on the ball is going to have to be the architect of it. Cross floated in, but it just sat up there. And if they can get the pass away, they are in. It's a 3-on-2, and the referee puts his flag up. And I tell you what, there were millimetres in that, because Quilligan is going to say that I started my run in my own half. And of course, you can't be offside. But the touchy disagrees. And as I said, millimetres in that. Goals to Peter Grozos and Troy Danaskos. Danaskos as well was chipped in from the back. That is goal number 3 of the season for him. They go long, and Rodic so far has dealt with everything sent his way, particularly in the air. This one might sit up and give Bevan decision to make, but it rolls out for a throw. And when manager Steve Zorich looks to his bench, he's got some firepower on it. Fernandez, the magician, in number 10, back on the bench. And I call him the magician because he's got magical feet, and they might be calling him very soon. Home team really starting to turn the screws. They go short. So far, just unable to mount any type of pressure. Andrew de Blasio in that St. George goals hasn't had too much to do after the opening couple of minutes where he was called into action early. St. George lead by 2-0, and they will continue this great return to the New South Wales NPL as they look to pull well clear of safety. And who knows, with plenty of football still to be played, and of course they have a game in hand as well. Look at this press, which they managed to play through. Nice composure there from Sutherland because they were hunting in a pack, St. George. But as I was saying, with a game in hand, maybe, just maybe, a finals push could be on the cards in the second half of the season for the competition New Boys. But it feels disrespectful calling a club with so much history the New Boys. But of course they earned promotion last season through that promotion relegation playoff. Chance here for Sutherland, and the ricochet nearly landed fortuitously, but Adrian Arndt is going to call it back. Matthew Morich went down, and I believe that Adrian Arndt was playing the advantage, and maybe from a set piece. Not this time, they go short to Mubachi. They've tried that dinked ball on a couple of occasions, but Rodic has gobbled it up every time. Morabito going against Umabachi. Tough challenge. Another free kick here, which they take short once again. Plenty of space here for McGowan, who takes a bit of a heavy touch. And Rodic, who's had an excellent first half. Right place, right time there. Makes the big slide tackle to the applause of his teammates. St. George in control of this game, but a chance here for Sutherland to get right back in it and try and get some momentum as we head towards halftime into the halfway point of season 2024. Bit of head tennis once again. Seen plenty of that so far. Shouts a handball against Caballero. He goes long. Someone going to bring this ball down. They finally do. It was Roberts. Ball is fizzing around like a pinball machine. One player's gone to ground. Rodic, who's been superb so far in the first half, dealt with everything, as has this man wearing the number 10. Well won, though, by Sutherland. And as I said, they've only scored 2 goals in a match twice in 2024. And never this season scored 3. So that just gives you an insight into the mountain that they have to climb. If they are going to score, the ex-St. George man, Jay McGowan, looks the most likely. Bit of a heavy touch. Nice pressing once again. There's been plenty of that from the Sharks' front line so far, but nothing tangible in terms of attacking chances. Morabito. Lovely football, but the flag goes up. That was brilliant. First from Morabito, and then the first touch from Quilligan. Looked to release Harry Jones, but made his run a little bit too early. we might be going back for a free kick because it did look like Morabito may have copped a bit of a late hit. Now the ball's been kicked away. There we go. We got the ball back. Rain has stopped as well. Just great news for those players out there, and myself and my cameraman, we're standing under some very dodgy scaffolding at the moment. It's built like Swiss cheese. So the rain's getting through. Thankfully it stopped. But I tell you what, did nothing to deter the attacking football in this game, because the home team lead by 2-0. An absolute screamer for Peter Grozos. And then Grozos went from goal scorer to provider. His corner. Troy Danaskos' header. And St. George FC lead by 2-0. Peter Grozos' run in the last 6 games will be a welcome sight for his manager, Jan Tolchevsky. Of course, St. George will be without Nikola Skataric for the rest of season 2024 after he picked up an ACL injury, which is a huge loss because he was making his impact after signing from Mount Druitt. McGowan looks for the switch and finds it. It's Jackson now. Can he get a bit of space on his right foot? Took a little bit of a heavy touch, and Jones threw his body into the challenge and has won his team a free kick as well. St. George's number 10 getting back there and defending. And Jackson stayed down as well for Sutherland, so let's hope that he's okay. 10 minutes or so to go in the first half. St. George lead by 2-0. And they came into this game, St. George, only 1 loss in their last 5, looking to continue this great run. They haven't played a game in this competition in 2 weeks after their game was rained out last week, showing no signs of rust. In fact, the opposite. Players look fresh, particularly that front line, Jones, Quilligan, Grozos, and Morabito down this right-hand side, wreaking havoc. As Jackson does make his way to his feet, but sporting a pretty heavy limp. Let's hope that he's okay. Sharks winger's going to hobble off, and let's hope that that doesn't rule him out for the rest of the game, because the Sharks have been light of goal-scoring options this season. Can ill afford to lose another attacking player. Looks like Jackson's going to be okay, and he limps back onto the field. Let's hope that that's just the cork that he can run off. It's Caballero to get us restarted. Rodic has been fantastic. Rodic and Jaden Cito so far kept Sutherland largely at bay, although McGowan has looked dangerous. A couple attacking moves, breezing past a couple St. George players, but so far unable to create clear-cut chances, and that's been a story of their 2024 for the Sharks as they go long. Lovely turn from Jackson, who's shaken off that challenge from before. Lovely pass, which sits up for Garner, who squares it back up. Now for McGowan. Looks to play Umabachi on the edge of the box. But O'Shea was there. Nice feet. And Danaskos, and the referee blows the whistle. And that was a lovely ball from Jackson, who still labouring a little bit, but he looked okay when he was in stride there, and he played the ball for Garner. Just that final pass letting the Sharks down at the moment. Jones. Liner making a decision that a couple of the Sharks players disagreed with. And I tell you what, the linesman on this side has been busy making a couple super razor-close decisions. One on a counter-attack where Quilligan just made his run outside of his own half, because if he was in his own half, he was in and the counter-attack was on. Minutes tick away here in the first half. Sharks have a mounted decline. They go long once again. Jackson has looked dangerous on a number of occasions. Bit of a heavy pass there, and it's mopped up by de Blasio. Hasn't had too much to do. They take the throw quickly. Looking for Quilligan. Had 10 goals last season. Only has the one in season 2024, but still very influential and one of the key components in their great start to their first season back in the top flight where they belong, the former St. George Budapest. That was a heavy pass though, and it goes out for a throw. Best chance was so far for Sutherland was a shot through a sea of bodies, which could have gone anywhere, thankfully. De Blasio in that St. George goals, it took a bounce and he was right in front of it. Caught it cleanly as well, because if he spilt that, the ricochet could have been tapped in. Since then, though, St. George have dominated, and they also lead by 2-0. Roberts wearing the armband today. Passed to a man who could wear the armband. Stamatellis. Lovely ball. And the turn was decent too, but it's a good tackle from Cito. Max Green hasn't had too much to work with so far in this game, but they will get a set piece here, which will be taken by Lindsay. They had a couple of these early in the first half, unable to make anything of them. Of course, St. George made one of theirs count. Troy Danaskos' goal, doubling their lead. Can they get back into the game from the set piece? It's a good ball. De Blasio was in no man's land, and it's tapped in, and it is game on here at Rockdale. They haven't created too many clear-cut chances, so it had to be from a set piece, and just like that, the Sharks are back in it. Beautiful ball from Lindsay, and De Blasio came off his line, then he hesitated a little bit. And Matthew Morridge makes St. George pay, and he also makes a count in front of goals. And just like that, the Sharks, via a set piece, are back into this game. Oh, sloppy pass, and it's mopped up by McGowan. And a chance for them to break. It's Jackson. Lovely last-ditch defending there from Rodic. And has he won his team a goal kick as well? Yes, he has. That is brilliant from the ex-Bonnie Rig man. But just a little bit of sloppiness in possession starting to creep into St. George's game. And as I'm sure you can see on your screen as well, a burst of energy for those wearing sky blue. A goal very close to halftime as well, which would be a coach killer for Jan Telchevsky, because you had a feeling that if they were going to get back into the game, they haven't created too many clear-cut scoring chances. It was going to be via a set piece. And wouldn't you know it, we have seen our second corner goal in this game. McGowan, plenty of energy there. A goal against his former club would be huge. They looked to go quickly, but the referee wasn't having a bar of it. Matthew Morridge, one of a host of fresh faces in 2024, made the move over from Canterbury. And his goal gives the Sharks some hope heading into the halftime break, but there's still football to be played in the first half. And we are set up for a fantastic second half here. And there'll be the ghosts of that game against Apia. And the 2-0 leads that the home team have thrown away on this ground. Will we see a repeat? 2-0 up thanks to goals from Grozos and Danaskos. But a Moric goal from a set piece has got Sutherland back in the game. Only their 12th goal this season in game number 15. If that doesn't sound like a lot, it's because it's not. That is the least in New South Wales, but they won't care who scores them and where they get them from. They are back into this game, and a little bit of a spring in their step now, particularly in the press. A little bit extra energy. A couple of these passes just getting sprayed. A little bit from St. George, a little bit of sloppiness. An extra bit of urgency from the away team. Looking for McGowan. Will it sit up? Yes, it will, but it's actually gone over that left-hand touchline. There was so much swing on that one. It looked like it was placed perfectly, but it swung out. Sharks enjoying probably their best spell in the game. Haven't seen players like this man is trying to get on the end of that loose ball. Morabito, Quilligan, Jones been kept a little bit more quiet in the last 5 minutes or so, and that's what a goal can do. 2 minutes of added time in the first half. If you were worried that this game wouldn't produce goals because these two teams had scored the least in 2024, well, then you'll be pleasantly surprised because we've seen 3 in the opening half. Nenad Vekic, nothing he could do about either of those goals, particularly that first one. Another screamer scored at Rockdale. And we've seen a few at this ground this season. There's something about the synthetic grass here at Rockdale. It produces golazos. It was a delicate little pass which managed to go through the legs there from Jones, but unable to find one of his teammates. And can they get a second in added time of the first half? Not yet. And maybe not at all. Can't be too much longer. Roberts. Heavy challenge. It's a loose one. What does our referee say about that? Sea of bodies rush to our referee, Adrian Arndt, who has a decision to make, and the decision is yellow. Never looks good there where a player lunges in, but from my view, looked like a yellow was sufficient. Could be the last action of the first half, which has seen plenty of action. And these two teams looking to pull clear of the relegation zone. That usually always in football produces a great game. And that is what we have seen after St. George raced away to a 2-goal lead. A Grozos screamer. He then went from goal scorer to provider, setting up Danaskos from a corner. But Sutherland got back into the game through Matthew Moric from a set piece. These two teams came into this game having scored the least amount of goals in the New South Wales NPL, but they flipped the script. 3 goals in the first half, and we are set up for a fantastic second. We'll be back soon. Teams back out for the second half. St. George, who led by 2-0, only to be pulled back from a Morwich goal from a corner, will get us back underway. The home team now going from right to left on your screen. And this game, despite the miserable weather, despite the fact that these two teams had scored the least amount of goals in 2024, we got a very entertaining 3-goal first half and a second that promises even more. Quilligan. Nice last-ditch defending there from Umibaki, and then they send that one out to safety. Rodic leaping up there, and he might have caught maybe an errant elbow or something because he limped out of that challenge. De Blasio looks to go long, and Vanascos there with an air swing. Bit of a chaotic start. And a free kick. A little bit of push and shove as well. And Andrew Nance had his hands full in the first half as Mason Fernandez now on in number 10 for Sutherland. That is good news for them because he's shown this season, the ex-Western City wonder, he showed it last season as well, that he's got magical feet. Could he be the catalyst of a comeback for the away team as they look to pull clear of Sydney FC and the Central Coast Mariners in the relegation zone? Green unable to get past Vanascos. Super defender, super experienced defender. Got the second goal as well, and thankfully the rain has stopped. Although it hasn't deterred any attacking football. This game is in the balance despite St. George leading at one stage by 2-0. I did mention that on 2 occasions this season, they've led by 2-0 here at home, gone on to throw away all 3 points, drawing on both occasions. Most notably, they led 2-0 against Apia and were a man up in that game as well. Fernandez getting busy early. Steve Zorridge looks to pull this game out of the fire. He's thrown on his number 10 back into the team. Starting on the bench, and coming on for Chris Lindsay, whose corner was put in by Morwich and got the Sharks back into the game. And Justin Poon has also come on at halftime. Great tackle there. Perfectly timed, but it stayed in. They look to play on, but a referee pulls it back. Mbachi. Sharks also have another ex-St. George player on the bench, Mo Ahmed. We've seen both managers make a halftime substitution. Justin Poon on for Anthony Morabito, who had a quiet start to the first half, but started to get into a rhythm in about midway through that first half. And then after Sutherland grabbed that goal, the sloppiness started to creep in from the home team. An extra spring in the step from the visitors. Ooh, good pressing once again from McGowan. De Blasio had to be good there. A little bit of hesitation on his part. Poon now with the fresh legs, and Stamatellis, the veteran, another great tackle. No wins in their last 5, Sutherland, but promising signs in their last game, picking up a point in St. George City. Look at their season. Just unable to string good results together after that win against Hills. It looked like maybe they were going to turn the corner, but that was followed by a 0-0 draw with a team that they're currently one position ahead of, Sydney FC. So it looked like maybe they were starting to shake off the demons of that 7-0 home loss to Apia. But since then, winless in their last 5 as Green collects both De Blasio and Troy Danaskos. A 2-for-1 deal there with the slide tackle, and I have a feeling he's going to end up in Adrian Arndt's card. Max Green stayed down, as has the St. George goalkeeper. Let's hope they're both okay. Max Green, I'll tell you what, that would have looked outrageous. He was sliding for the ball there. Danaskos was trying to shield it for his goalkeeper. Goalkeeper tried to clear it to safety, and Green managed cleaning both of them up. Maxi Green grasping his head. Let's hope that he's okay. The new signing's got 2 goals this season, which is the second most in this team. The other new signing, Jay McGowan, who you can see standing off the ball there in his beautiful bright boots, does have 3 goals. Harry Jones, he and the person he just passed the ball to there, Rodic, were fantastic in the first half, particularly before Sutherland grabbed a goal. Jones, the number 10, was pulling the strings in that midfield. The Sharks got that goal right before halftime, and it gave them some hope. Worrying thing for Sutherland as well is losing games against teams that they're contending to avoid relegation with. A loss to Manly, loss to bottom placed Central Coast, a draw against Sydney FC. Those are, to use the tried and tested football cliche, 6-pointers. Sutherland unable to get wins in those games, and this is another big one here. They find themselves down by 2-1. Players flying in now. Eventually the whistle goes. It's going to be a free kick here for Sutherland, who are growing in confidence as this game goes on. That's the magic of a goal, and Roberts with a bit of space. He's got Umabachi bombing on. He cuts in. Now he plays. Umabachi, can he get a good cross in? Just over the head there, and Poon decides to hold the ball up and play the pass. He did brilliantly there. Now it gives St. George a chance to counter. Now it falls to Grozos, full of confidence after that. Absolute screamer in the first goal. Also wearing fluorescent blues, which makes my job nice and easy, particularly when the rain starts to pour. But it has stopped. Which is great news for myself and my cameraman. Pressing once again. Fernandez thought he'd won his team a throw. Touchy disagrees. They go long to Quilligan. Big body, tries to hold the ball up there against 3, and one of them was Garner, who did enough. Sloppy pass intercepted by Grozos. Lovely one-touch football. There's Jones back to Quilligan. Now back to Jones. Out now to Poon, who just came on. And he was nearly a super sub there, but low and into the lap of Nenad Vekic. And that wasn't going to test the ex-Wollongong Wolf. Relief there for Sutherland. Sloppy in possession, gifting the home team a chance to regain their 2-goal lead. The goal scorer, Morich, plays Stamatelis. Looking for a 1-2, but they take it into touch instead. That would have been a coach killer if Poon was able to drill that one into the net. Sutherland have done so well to work their way back into the game, nearly gifting the home team a goal. 2-1 is the score. Peter Grozos and Troy Danaskos gave St. George a 2-goal lead, and they were absolutely cruising. You had a feeling, though, if the Sharks were going to get into this game, it'd be via a set piece because they weren't creating clear-cut chances, and that's exactly what they did from a corner. Matthew Morich getting them back into the game. And it's on a knife's edge at the moment. Both managers making half-time substitutions, and it was nearly the substitution of Jan Telchevsky. The St. George manager put on Justin Poon, and he nearly restored the home team's 2-goal lead as they go for the long switch for Mabachi. He's been good once again. He was fantastic last week. Little bit of space. He had Green making the run and he delayed it slightly. Now plays McGowan. Bit of afters there and a free kick, which they've not taken any time to think about. And McGowan thought he danced around there, but referee called it back. And Sharks going to make another change. It's going to be Samuel Gulisano to come on. Gulisalo wearing 6 now for the Sharks, who've made 2 changes. Clawed 1 goal back. They look to make a comeback from 2-0 down. Here's Green. Matthew Jackson coming off. He looked lively in that first half. Did pick up a bit of a knock as well and was limping around. So Jackson off, Gulisano on. Plenty of passion in this game. I hope you can hear that on my effects mic. Both teams screaming. They know that this game is in the balance at the moment. Next goal could be critical, and it could also be critical for both these teams' season. A win here for St. George would put them well clear of relegation and have them maybe dreaming of a finals run in the second half of 2024. But a win for Sutherland could kickstart their season, and it would move them 4 points clear of that promotion relegation spot. Roberts. Bit of space out here on this right-hand side. If McGowan can find the pass, yes he can. Green holds it up. Yazuma Bachi bombing down that right-hand side, making the overlapping run. Low cross. And well dealt with once again by St. George. Mabachi's looked threatening down that right-hand side in this second half on a couple of occasions and nearly unlocked this St. George defence, which, apart from one corner before half-time, has dealt with everything that has been thrown at them so far. Stamatellis. Delicate pass to a tight spot. It's pressing though from Soros. Bachi looks for the switch. He sends it dangerously in the direction of Poon. It's sat up in that wind. It is blowing a gale at the moment. They go quickly. Shouts of a foul throw, which you don't see too much in this level of football. That's more accustomed to the level of football that I play, Sunday League. Danaskos. Goal number 3 this season for St. George's, number 3, gave them a 2-goal lead. Poon has been good since he's come on. Dangerous. Giving them another outlook as they look to get that 2-goal cushion once again. Grossos. And Mabachi wins the ball back well, and Grossos comes back and gives away a foul. And he might earn himself a spot in Adrian Arndt's book. Yes, he does. Yellow card to go with those lovely fluorescent yellow boots. 4. St George's number 9, scorer of the first goal, which was an absolute screamer. I highly recommend you go back and watch that one. They go long looking for Danaskos. It goes over his head and now gives him something to think about because he's got Green bearing down on him, and Green nearly got there ahead of St George's captain, and a couple shouts of a free kick from the Sutherland bench and their back line. Waved away from Art. Fortuitous bounce there for Soros. Lovely turn though. A bit of space down this right hand side now for Caballero. Cuts back inside. Take the fizz off this attack and then thread the needle for Poon. Went the back post looking for Grozos. Nice spell of possession here for St George. Their best of the second half. Soros plays it back now for Poon. Can they get a cross in? Not this time. They try it now. They float it looking for Quilligan, who manages to hold the ball up. He hits it over the bar, and it wouldn't have mattered anyway because the flag is up. Evangelos Soros really starting to warm into this game now that he was the hero in that 2-1 win against Sydney Olympic, scoring the winner. They go long now. Green against Danaskos. Danaskos there. Toes it through for Grozos. Can he get through 2 Sharks defenders? It ends up falling to the feet of Danaskos. Plays the 1-2 with Quilligan. It now goes to Poon. Big block there from Bevan. Danger not over yet. O'Shea. Caballero. Misplaced pass. Fernandez though couldn't bring it down. It's still with the home team. Danaskos. Quilligan. Soros. Looking for Grozos. This is a good spell from St George as Sutherland. We saw this in the first half, just unable to get out of their own half here. Good press from the home team. And this game is, the momentum is swaying like a seesaw at the moment after Sutherland got back into the game. The home team starting to regain control, but the score remains 2-1. That next goal is going to be critical. The goal scorer, Moric. Heavy challenge through the back of Moric by Soros, and a free kick given away. And if St George were to score again and go 3-1 up to salvage something from this game, Southern would have to do something that they haven't done in 2024, and that is score 3 goals in a football match. Green, he's got McGowan making the run if he can find him. Cito got a piece of it, and it ended up being pivotal there, and coming together from Rodic and McGowan. Of course, they didn't play together last season, despite McGowan coming from St George, because of course Rodic played for Bonnyrigg. And another set piece here for the Sharks. This is how they got back into the game. Can they do it once again? Roberts, the set piece specialist, plays it short to McGowan, looking to play the pass. Man, unable to find the sky blue jersey, but it's still with the away team. Garner. Big switch. And a good touch as well. It's just a little bit heavy. And on this AstroTurf, which is extra slick, picked up pace and went out for a goal kick. There's plenty of feeling in this game, as you saw from that last coming together, I'll call it, with Mark Rodic and Jay McGowan. Pivotal game. I won't use the football cliche. I won't call it a 6-pointer because St George have created a bit of breathing room between them and the relegation zone. But big 3 points on offer for both teams. Grozos continues his great run of form. After a slow start, he made the move from the Newcastle Jets Academy. Brother of Costa, of course, and my apologies for the confusion before. To the Grozos family, I'm sure, are watching this game. Saw another goal from their son. Started the season with 0 goals in his opening 8 games. Now has 5 in his last 6. A welcome sight for Jan Tochevsky, who's going to have to play the rest of the season without one of his big signings, Nikola Skataric, who's enjoying a great 2024. A bit of frustration there from Fernandez. No Skataric, but Grozos has stepped up in the goal-scoring department. Chance now for Fernandez. What can the magician do? He plays the short pass. Roberts. Some ultra-experienced players in this Sharks team. Roberts, the ex-Sydney United man. Mitch Stamatelis, one of the great veterans of this competition. They've struggled for goals in 2024. They got 1. Can they find another and get more precious points like the one they got last week against the other St. George City? Of course, after this game, the Sharks would have played everyone, and now we're on to the second phase of the season. It does not get any easier for them. They open up the second half the same way they opened up the start of the season, with a game against Western Sydney next week. Went down to our competition leaders 3-1 to open up the season. Again, they went up 1-0 in, only to lose, and that was the start of things to come from Western Sydney. Our runaway leaders have been pulled back, though, in recent weeks. I was lucky enough to call that crazy game against Sydney Olympic, which had everything. McGowan looking to play it through for Roberts. Will it sit up? No, it won't. And Cito was with him every step of the way, but it does go out for a goal kick. Danaskos tells them to go long. Jones, as we've seen on a number of occasions, just delicate touch there. Here he is bursting forward. Can he thread the needle through for Quilligan? Yes, he can. Garner was there too. It's a good ball for Quilligan. It goes over the head of everyone. And now Sutherland looked to break quickly. This second half has flown by. Just about 20 minutes to go. 20 minutes for Sutherland to get another goal. 20 minutes for the home team to kill this game and get win number 5 of the season. And these two teams have flipped the script heading into this game. If you're worried that there wasn't going to be entertaining football or any goals because these two teams have scored the fewest this season, well, you've been proven wrong. And what a goal to kick it off by this man, Grozos. Going up against Umabachi, and Quilligan looking for the 1-2, just a little bit heavy there. We've seen him and Harry Jones pull that off on a number of occasions. Sharks have made 2 changes as they look to claw their way back from 2-0 down. That would be the 3rd time that has happened on this ground to the home team. Stamatelis bursting forward. Going to play the 1-2 with Gulisano. A little bit of a heavy touch. Still plenty of football to be played. Also got 3 changes still to be made, potentially by Steve Zorish. Plenty of time for them to get something out of this game. Chance now, no. Heavy touch, flag stays down. It's the touch, let Harry Jones down a little bit. He's been fantastic. That time maybe he thought he was offside, but the touch just letting him down, and that would have been a killer for the Sharks. Garner plays it short to Vekic. This one gets hung up in that wind, which is wishing around like a tornado. That ball we've seen sit up on a number of occasions. Caballero. O'Shea looking for that reverse pass. Fernandez showing off those silky feet. Can he find the pass? Yes, he can. A little bit of space. Just closed down quickly by Caballero. He manages to stick a foot in there as well. Ball still with Sutherland, though. Have they won a free kick? Adrian Art waves them up. Umabachi diving in there. Now it's St. George unable to get out of their own half. Sutherland look to get back on level peggies. They're not going to do it this time. And now they're going to have to defend this long ball. Can Grozos keep it in? Yes, he can. Grozos set up the second, scored the first, and was looking for Quilligan there. Defense stands strong for the Sharks. Fernandez, bit of space. Roberts urged to switch it, and he does. Caballero out there for St. George once again, and once again, the St. George right back gets in there and dispossesses Gulisano. Couple of players warming up on that sideline for the Sharks. We've already seen them make 2 changes. Stamatellis. Sharks have done so well to get back into this game after being 2-0 down. Nearly gifted St. George a goal on a couple of occasions. A little bit of sloppiness, but the high press, a feature from both teams. So we now enter the last 15 or so minutes in this game. Sharks can't afford another loss as we approach the halfway stage of the season. Will that sit up for green? It doesn't. They go short once again, both these teams. No issue playing out from the back. Shouts a handball. The referee agrees. Give me another change. It's going to be James Kakowski coming on for the Sharks. And he'll be coming on for Max Green. No goals, but plenty of energy from the Sharks' number 9, who makes way for their number 7, James Kakowski. Scored 1 goal this season. A second would be priceless as they search for more priceless points in 2024. Mubachi finds McGowan. Plays it for Kakowski, who's just come on, but too much on that pass, even for the fresh legs. Have James Kakowski, it's out for a throw. Should be taken by Danaskos. Roberts. Intercepted by Poon. Sloppy pass from Geordie Roberts. Caballero making the overlapping run. Cross. Finds Quilligan, who's looking for that one-touch layoff once again for Poon, but unable to pull it off. He and Harry Jones have done that at least 4 or 5 times tonight. Majority of the time has come off. Not that time. St. George get ready to make a change as well. Going to be Aidan O'Shea coming on for the home team, who have the ball here and a chance to break. Soros wins it. They get the cross in for Harry Jones. It goes over his head, and Grozos' shot saved by Nenad Vekic, who's hit straight into the path of the Sharks goalkeeper. He manages to keep it out. It is going to be Aidan O'Shea, who has been a super sub for St George this season, coming off the bench and scoring a late equaliser in the St George derby. Let's see if he can add to his 2 goals this season. He's going to have to wait a little bit longer to come on, though. Chance for Sutherland. St George, I beg your pardon. O'Shea. Grozos. Naskos there looking for the cross for Quilligan. It now falls for Quilligan. Flag stays down. He gets around the goalkeeper. And a save off the line by Garner. That was fantastic. And now a free kick given away. What about the goal line clearance from Jacob Garner? Keeps his team in it. After Quilligan was in on goal, rounded the goalkeeper. Garner has kept his team in the game. Fantastic. Last-ditch clearance. He was in full stretch there to keep it out. Quilligan, I feel like, and I thought he was in too. It's going to be Peter Grozos to make way for Aidan O'Shea. Fantastic game from St George's number 9. Continues his great form. Goal number 5 in his last 6 to go with an assist as well. But what about that goal line clearance from Jacob Garner? And here come the Sharks. Kowski holds the ball up well there, and now plays the pass with Mibachi. Back to his number 7 there. Fresh legs of Kukowski. Here is Fernandez. Here is the man who's sliding goal line clearance, has kept his team in it, you feel like, denying that man on the ball. Quilligan. Space left and right. He finds the fresh legs of O'Shea. He's got 2 players waiting in the box, decides to go himself. Dinks in a good ball, but unable to find the red jersey. It beats everyone. And Aidan O'Shea, the super sub, as he's been this season, nearly getting that critical 3rd goal and restoring St George's 2-goal lead. You have a feeling you're going to see a lot of that as we start getting into the final minutes of this game. Sharks committing players forward, leaving themselves susceptible to the counter-attack. You're going to get a free kick here, though. They go long, and maybe that wasn't the best option. Bit of frustration from a couple of the Sharks players as well. They were looking for Kukowski. Big switch, not on that time. De Blasio will be no rush to take this. And then Advekic is telling the ref it's a little bit too early to be time wasting. Gotta love it when a team's winning. All of a sudden they forget the absolute basics, like where do we take a goal kick? Gamesmanship starting to creep in now. St George won't need a time waste if they get that killer 3rd goal. Stamatellis mops up there, unable to keep it in though. Naskos to take the throw. Garner, his clearance after Quilligan had rounded the goalkeeper, and it looked like he was just going to place it into the net. He might have another chance to do it. Flag goes up though. Quilligan on a couple occasions really close decisions there. That one seemed a little bit more clear-cut. Stamatellis. Plays Garner. Mason Fernandez. One of the best names in the NPL. Mubachi looks for the switch. And he finds a Gulisano. Back to Stamatellis. Will there be one last twist in this game? It's not going to happen that time, though, for Mason Fernandez, who is offside. St. George once again in no rush to take this free kick, and Adrian Hunt hurrying up. St. George's goalkeeper De Blasio, who does trot up and take this goal kick. He goes long. Ends up being a perfect ball. Sits up right near that corner flag for Poon, who's been good since coming on at half-time. Quilligan peeled off for that short pass, and he gets it. Soros has Danaskos making a run down the left-hand side. Troy Danaskos squares it back up. And that might be the killer blow for the Sutherland Sharks. Troy Danaskos, the provider after being the scorer of the second. A lovely move by St. George. And their 2-goal lead is restored. And the Sharks are going to do something, going to have to do something that they haven't done this season if they're going to salvage this game. And that is score 3 goals. Beautiful move from the home team. Danaskos' ball, perfectly weighted. And that could be win number 5. Wrapped up for the home team. There's still time as the Sharks make a double change now. Geordie Roberts coming off for Mo Ahmed. Two-goal lead restored. It's going to be Jesse Spang to come on now for the home team. His goal got them here. He scored the winner in the second leg of that promotion relegation playoff. He will come on for Connor Quilligan. The only thing missing from Quilligan's performance was a goal. Fantastic once again from the reigning League One player of the season to be replaced by number 7, Jesse Spang. Go long, looking for Spang straight away. Flag goes up once again. Just the minutes start to tick away now, and it is a mountain to climb. Still pressing despite being up by 3-1. Relentless from the home team. Sutherland thought they got a free kick, and they get it. I'm feeling like it's now or never if the Sharks are going to pull off an improbable comeback. They've only scored 12 goals this season. Scoring their 12th from a set piece. Matthew Morich going to need to find another 2. And as I said, do something they've never done. Just tells the tale of the mountain that they have to climb with 5 or so minutes to go here at Rockdale. Look to go long. Well won once again, and they're really starting to turn the screws now O'Shea living up to that super sub tag. And this win will be win number 5 if they can hold on St George. A 4th goal certainly would wrap it up. Loss keeps them in 14th place. The Sharks, 1 point above Sydney FC, having played everyone once. Officially the halfway point of the season. Unless they can pull off an improbable comeback. It's not going to happen there, though. Goes out for a goal kick. Player down now for St George. Lead by 3 goals to 1, of course. They still have that game in hand as well. So they've only played 14. Next week, they get a chance at revenge when they take on the team that handed them a 3-0 loss on the opening round of the season. As Ko Dagodi gets ready to come on now for Harry Jones, who has been fantastic in this game. St George's number 10 gets an early shower, a chance to warm up. And Dagodi will see out the final minutes with his team up by 3 goals to 1. De Blasio, who has been in no rush to take goal kicks in the second half, understandably, gets us back underway. Looking for Spain. Last few minutes to go as the rain's picked back up. This would be an Istanbul-esque miracle from the Sharks if they could pull this game out of the fire. We've seen St George surrender leads this season. They'd be sitting very pretty if they wrapped up those games, but they look like they're on the verge of doing that here. As we now approach added time, which I think with 1 goal, couple stoppages, maybe you get a few minutes. If they go long now, this is really last-ditch stuff for the Sharks. It might fall to Fernandez. That would have been an outrageous goal. We've already seen 1 crazy goal, but that would have been incredible from Mr. Fernandez, who is capable of some magic. And there's the yellow card there for De Blasio. He's been flirting with it all second half. And Adrian Hart says, I've had enough of your poo-poo housery. And De Blasio gets a yellow card. They need something now, the away team, if they're going to avoid another defeat in 2024. It looks like it's not going to come now, and a chance for St George to break forward, which they'll look to do through the long ball, and Garner's heroics earlier preventing a Quilligan goal. Look like they're going to be in vain because they scored a third St George shortly after. It was a terrific goal line clearance. This game was in the balance for a long time. Heavy collision there. Still with Gulisano. Dinks a lovely ball in. Headed away, but only as far as McGowan, unable to get his shot away. And we've seen just glimpses of magic from the Sharks' top goal scorer, but not enough clear-cut chances created from this team. And their 1 goal did come from a set piece. And that lack of goals coming back to bite them once again in season 2024. That's been their Achilles heel, as it was last season as well, despite playing good football. Promising football in this game particularly. The lack of clear-cut chances looks like it's going to cost them unless they can pull an outrageous comeback out. They're going to get a chance from a set piece, which they'll have to take quickly. They flirted with the idea of playing it short. I have a feeling, though, as the seconds tick away, they'll want to just get that one in. We're going to get 4 minutes of added time. Sharks 2 goals down. Can they pull one back here? Fernandez unable to get clean contact on that one, and that, you have a feeling, could be that. Blasio in no rush once again. He's going to have to be careful because he's on a yellow card. They go long. 4 minutes of added time. 3 goals to 1. The home team lead after going 2-1 up, and after an arm wrestle for a majority of the second half, they landed that killer third goal, and they look like they're going to get win number 5 and continue this great run unless the Sharks can produce something. It's not going to happen then. It looks like that could be that. But the Sharks staring down the barrel of loss number 10 this season. Just the 9 points for the Sutherland Sharks, but there's plenty of football still to be played in 2024, and it just takes a run, like we've seen from St. George, a run of 5 unbeaten, which is about to become 6, and you could pull clear of the relegation zone. This win would move St. George to 19, equal on points with Sydney Olympic. So really in a good position to make a run for that top 6 in the second half of the season, with a game in hand as well. As the seconds tick away here and the rain picks back up. Poon holds the ball up and almost inviting Mason Fernandez there to intercept, and Poon now with some space. Can he find the St. George player? Yes, he can, but it's hit over the crossbar. Lovely ball from Poon. And that would have been the cherry on top. Danaskos has been in everything. Garner's been great in what looks like it's going to be a losing effort for the Sharks. As I mentioned earlier, it doesn't get any easier. Garner's caught by a high boot. Next week, they're back at Seymour Shore against the Wanderers. So it does not get any easier for the Sharks, who just 1 point above Sydney FC in that promotion relegation spot. And it was the team that earned promotion via the playoff. It's going to inflict loss number 10. Glissano. Plenty of space out on that right-hand side. He goes for the shot. And that might be that in this game. They send that one long, looking for Jesse Spang. Garner has been brave in defeat. Sticks his head on that. And that is that. St. George continue their great run of form. That is now 6 games unbeaten. They went 2-0 up after an absolute golazo from Peter Grozos, and then a Troy Danaskos goal off a corner. Sharks got back into the game from a set piece as well, and after an arm wrestle of a second half, Danaskos then turned provider for the third. As St. George move well clear of the relegation zone, and maybe, just maybe, mounting a run towards the finals for the second half of the season. The Sutherland Sharks, that's loss number 10 as we are now at the halfway stage of the season. Still plenty of football to be played, but the final score here at a very soggy and windy Rockdale. St. George FC 3, Sutherland Sharks 1. My name is Adamo Tenegris. On behalf of everyone at Football New South Wales, have a lovely weekend. See you soon.